केशवाय नमः। गोपाल गोविंद राम श्री मधुसूदन गिरिधारी गोपीनाथ मदन मोहन श्री चैतन्य नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत सीता हरि गुरु वैष्णव भागवत गीता श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्ट दास रघुनाथ जय गोसाई कोरी चरण वंदन जय ते विघ्न नाश अभीष्ट पुराण जय गोसाई जय मुइता असवार पद रेणु मोर पंचग्रास नादेर चरण से भक्त सने बात नादेर चरण से भक्त सने बात जन्म में होए अभिलाष इच्छाए गोसाए जामे ब्रज कोइलाबाद राधा कृष्ण नित्य लीला कोरिला प्रकाश बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन आनंदे बोलो हरि भज वृंदावन श्री गुरु वैष्णव पादे मजायमान वैष्णव पादे मजायमान श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्म गौरियात श्री गुरु वैष्णव पाद पद्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। हरे कृष्ण। रीडिंग फ्रॉम श्रीमद् भागवतम कैंटो नंबर 1 अध्याय संख्या 8 श्लोक संख्या 12। 1, 8, 12। तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवाः पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवाः पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवाः पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। Please chant. तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवाः पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। और कोई? तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवान् पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। और कोई? तर्ह्येवाथ मुने श्रेष्ठ पांडवाः पंचसायकान् आत्मनो अभिमुखान् दीप्तान् आलक्ष्यास्त्राण्युपाददुः। माताएं? ओके, शब्दार्थ। तर्हि तब एव भी अथ अतएव मुनिश्रेष्ठ हे मुनियों में प्रमुख पांडवः पांडु के पुत्र पंच पांच सायकान हथियार आत्मनः स्वयं अभिमुखान की ओर दीप्तान दहकते आलक्ष्य देखकर अस्त्राणि हथियार उपाददुः ग्रहण किया। नाउ क्योंकि हमारे साथ अभी बहुत सारे भक्त आज हैदराबाद से जुड़े हैं, सो विल स्पीक इन इंग्लिश। ट्रांसलेशन purport. Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. O foremost among the great thinkers, Munis, Shaunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. The Brahmastras are finer than the nuclear weapons. Ashwathama discharged the Brahmastra simply to kill the Pandavas, namely the 5 brothers headed by Maharaj Yudhishthira, and their only grandson who was lying within the womb of Uttara. Therefore, the Brahmastra, more effective than and finer than the atomic weapons, was not as blind as the atomic bombs. When the atomic bombs are discharged, they do not discriminate between target and others. Mainly, the atomic bombs do harm to the innocent because there is no control. The Brahmastra is not like that. It marks out the target and proceeds accordingly without harming the innocent. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamhyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrachatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamsha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Vashavanave Deve Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnanadayine Prabhave Namaha Madhuri Ujjvala Premadya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Vriddha Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshat Vairagya Murtaye Viplambar Sambodhe Padambojayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Sarupaya Rupanugavarayate Gaura Avirbhava Bhumi Samnirdeshta Sajjana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannatayate Namaha Vancha Kalptarubhyas Vasindubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupagam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakti Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Surata Upangor Mama Manda Matirgati Mat Sarvaspadam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyatvindaranya Kalpadramada Srimad Ratnagar Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Pristalevi Sevimano Smarami Sriman Rasarsarambi Vamshi Vata Tatastita Karshan Venu Svanair Gopir Gopinatha Shriyastunah Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. तह्येवार्थ मुनि श्रेष्ठ पांडवा पंच सायकान आत्मनो अभिमुखान दीप्तान अलक्ष्यास्त्र स्त्राण्य उपाददुः. O foremost among the great thinkers, Munis or Shaunaka, seeing the glaring Brahmastra proceeding towards them, the Pandavas took up their 5 respective weapons. There is a Bengali proverb which Srila Prabhupada oftentimes quotes that Mare Krishna Rakhe Krishna Mare ke. Means the one who is destined to be killed by Krishna, or rather whom Krishna wants to kill, who can protect? And if Krishna wants to protect somebody, then who can kill him? So the current episode going on is of the Pandavas who are trying to defend themselves from the Brahmastra upcoming. Ashwatthama, who was very fearful and seeing no other solution to his imminent death, he immediately released Brahmastra weapons. However, he knew the mantras and ways to release the Brahmastra weapon, but he did not know how to retract back. So, seeing no solution, seeing no way to save himself, he released Brahmastra. And then seeing Brahmastra, glaring effulgence of Brahmastra, all the Pandavas, 5 Pandava brothers, they got ready, taking their weapons. So that is the scene going on. That is the episode going on. So we also welcome the devotees from Attapur, Hyderabad. 22 devotees, 21 devotees have come. 22 devotees, and they had nice time. As yesterday at ISKCON Juhu, there is Srila Prabhupada's office. Srila Prabhupada says 3 places. One is my office, Juhu, Mumbai is my office, Mayapur is my place of worship, and Vrindavan is my home. So welcome to Prabhupada's office, and little bit small extension of Prabhupada's office is Kanpivandi. So I heard devotees had very nice sessions yesterday and day before yesterday, and then long travel, and then they reached here, experienced Harinam Sankirtan at Juhu Beach, the same beach where Prabhupada used to walk. Actually, Juhu Beach is a dham. No beach is dham, but Juhu Beach is a dham or tirtha. Why? Because Prabhupada walked on that beach. Tirthi kurvanti tirthani. So Prabhupada used to walk. If you visited Prabhupada's quarters, right? Visited Prabhupada's quarters. So if you see many articles used by Prabhupada, though, if you observe carefully, Prabhupada's shoes are there. And what is written there? Did you observe? Prabhupada writes that for getting purified, I go to 3 places. And one of the places Prabhupada mentions is Juhu Beach. So difficult to understand the pure devotee. However, Juhu Beach is a dham tirtha because Prabhupada walked on that place. Prabhupada stayed in that quarters for 3 months at a stretch. So it is nice to have association of devotees. Wherever we go, we seek association of devotees, and that nourishes us. So in bhakti, there are so many support system. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it says that padam padam yata vipadam natesham. In material world, every step there is danger. We walk, and every step there is danger. There is no guarantee, no assurance what will happen next moment. However, in bhakti process, it is also kshurasya dhara. It is also like walking on the razor blade. However, in case there is accident, then there are so many support systems. Like we went to Rishikesh. How many of you came to Rishikesh? Okay. Rishikesh, if you want to come, you can join us traveling Sankirtan party. Many places we'll visit. So, I'll be advertising again and again traveling Sankirtan party. So we went to Rishikesh, and there was Lakshman Jhula, there was Ram Jhula. This is quite modernized now. However, if you see earlier, the Jhula means it was just there'll be ropes and then some sticks, and it is swing bridge. Sri Sudama Prabhu was saying that when they go for trekking, and there are very long wide rivers and 2 mountains, and in between the mountains there are just swinging bridges, swinging pull. That means there is no system like what is there in Ram Jhula or Lakshman Jhula. It is just hanging. Literally, when people are walking, it hangs, and there is no surety when it will collapse. However, good news is that in bhakti, even if there is accident, even if there is collapse of the bridge, there is support system. There are so many support systems. Like few days back, there was the bridge which collapsed in some country, and so many people fell in the river. There was no support system. However, in Bhakti, if there is accident, there are so many support systems. Just like we sang this bhajan right now. Hari Hare Namaha, Krishna Yadavaya Namaha, Yadavaya Madhavaya Krishna Keshavaya Namaha. Krishna's names are themselves the refuge of all the support systems, the abode of all support systems. Gopal Govindaram Sri Madhusudana, Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohana, Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita, Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita. These are names of Krishna. Then Krishna himself, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, came in the age of Kali. And then Hari, that is Krishna, Guru. Spiritual master is another support system. We may go to the deities and pray, but Krishna doesn't respond back. Because we don't have that eyes, we don't have the spiritual understanding. So Krishna doesn't respond back. Actually, Krishna responds back in the heart. But we don't listen to Krishna. Then, okay, there is arrangement. Krishna sent us Guru, the Paramatma coming in the form of Guru. So many devotees are there, Vaishnava. There is Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam. You can study Srimad Bhagavatam. Many times it will happen that when we are in a trouble and we read Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada's purports, and exactly at that time the answer comes. We may end up or land exactly at that same line or same shloka, which gives us answer to the question or problem. Have you experienced that? If you not experienced, read carefully, you will experience that. Hari, Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavat, and then Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Prabhupada has personally given this. Bhagavad Gita as it is. All the problems are solved in this book, Bhagavad Gita as it is. Sri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath, the 6 Goswamis, all the great acharyas. Sri Jiva Gopal Bhattadas Raghunath. Echai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan Jaha the Bignanash Abhishta Puran. Just by paying obeisances to the 6 Goswamis, all the obstacles on the path of bhakti are vanquished and all the spiritual desires are fulfilled. Echai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan Jaha Haite Bigna, all the obstacles are finished. And Abhishta Puran, all the spiritual desires are fulfilled. So many support systems. So there are devotees, there are deities, there is Bhagavatam, there is holy name, there is Prasadam. Nothing works in Prasadam. Hang around for Prasadam. So many support systems are there. In material world, every step there is danger. But in spiritual life, there are so many support systems. And because of this support system, we feel confident. Though Pandavas, when they saw that Brahmastra is coming and they took up their weapons, that is just for external behavior, they are acting in that way. However, their real faith is in the protection which is given by Krishna. Because Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashati. Kshipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat chantim nigachati. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranashati. O Arjuna, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. This is Krishna's guarantee. And Krishna does not just give guarantee, he also protects devotees. And because of this protection given by Krishna, devotee has full faith, firm faith that whatever happens, let whatever come, but Krishna will protect me. And only Krishna will protect me. Actually, that is one of the symptom of surrender. Rakshishati iti vishwaso, goptritve vranam tatha. Rakshishati iti vishwaso. Having firm faith that Krishna will protect me. And only Krishna will protect me. Nothing else can protect. So because of these support systems, a devotee is very, very fearless. Srila Prabhupada was once asked by a reporter, Swamiji, how do you feel when you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? आप जब जप करते हैं तो आपको कैसे लगता है? And Srila Prabhupada says that I feel no fear. I feel fearless. So that is because Krishna is personally protecting. There are so many cases in the Shastras in Srimad Bhagavatam, just like Ambrish Maharaj was protected by Krishna's Sudarshan. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj was protected by Nrsimhadev. And Prahlad Maharaj was so fearless. Actually, Nrsimhadev, before Nrsimhadev appears, the description is given that how Hiranyakashipu was one of the greatest terrorists. So he had controlled all the three planetary systems, and just by his blinking of the eye or raising of the eyebrows, he would control the temperature. He did not have remotes in the remote for controlling temperature. This was his remote controller. Just by raising eyebrows, he would raise the temperature or reduce the temperature. And it is said that even Indra would personally come and sweep and broom in his court. That was Hiranyakashipu, one of the greatest. Everybody was fearful of Hiranyakashipu, but Prahlad Maharaj was not fearful at all. And he was challenging, not challenging in a very nice way, but very boldly saying that, okay, Lord is present in every pillar, everywhere. That sadhu mani asure varya dehinam sada samudvigna diyam asadgrahat hitvatma patham grihamandakupam ganam gato vanam dat tarimashrayeta. So he's saying that those who are attached to the material things, asat grahat, their intelligence is attached to the material things, asat or temporary things, so they are always distressed. And such people, they don't develop attachment for Krishna because they are attached to the material things. To you, my dear father, Asura Varya, greatest of the demons, or king of the demons, to you, my advice is give up your householder life and go to jungle and surrender on to Krishna. So this is preaching. The highest philosophy, give up everything and go to Krishna's lotus feet. Highest preaching given to the biggest atheist of the world. This is called preaching. But how he gets that fearlessness? How Prahlad gets fearlessness? Because Nrsimhadev is protecting. Assured Krishna, the faith in Krishna that Krishna will protect me. And then when Nrsimhadev appears, nice description in Srimad Bhagavatam, you can read in the 7th canto. When Nrsimhadev appears, then Hiranyakashipu, he thinks that I can fight Vishnu, I can fight Nrsimhadev. So just like the rat, he was trying to fight. But when Nrsimhadev is playing around with Hiranyakashipu, and he's playing as if Hiranyakashipu is caught, and Hiranyakashipu is thinking that, okay, I can do something. He tries his best. Then Nrsimhadev releases this Hiranyakashipu, just like the cat releases rat sometime out of play. So Hiranyakashipu thinks that I am more powerful. I got released from the clutches of Nrsimhadev. So he roams around. He's jumping. Bhagavatam gives example. That's like the hawk. Understand hawk? Hawk. What is the big vulture? Hawk is flying as if hawk is flying. Similarly, Hiranyakashipu is flying and trying to attack with his sword. Tiny Hiranyakashipu is trying to attack Nrsimhadev. And after some time, Hiranyakashipu is tired, and Nrsimhadev, he understands that the game is over now. So Nrsimhadev takes Hiranyakashipu in the lap and then breaks open the abdomen and takes out the intestines of Hiranyakashipu and puts around his neck as garland. And Bhagavatam mentions that when Hiranyakashipu is like this and Nrsimhadev is very angrily, ferociously fighting, his hairs, like lion has hairs, right? Mane and hairs. His teeth, hairs are smeared with blood drops, and that's looking very beautiful. Bhagavatam gives descriptions looking very beautiful. And then Nrsimhadev is roaring and moving his head like this. So with his hairs and mane, he's pushing all the clouds around. It's so huge in size. He's pushing all the clouds around. And then Nrsimhadev is so fearful. Nrsimhadev is so fearsome that his red, angry eyes are difficult to look upon. Nobody is daring to look at the eyes of Nrsimhadev. And Hiranyakashipu thinks that I can do something. And he tries to fight, then Nrsimhadev finishes him off. And there is a description. And still, Nrsimhadev is not pacified yet. He's saying, who can dare to kill my devotee, Prahlad Maharaj? So even though he is killed, Hiranyakashipu is killed, his soldiers come and different soldiers, ministers try to come and fight, but all are slashed. And then game is over, but still it is pin drop dead silence. Nobody is able to ascertain what is the mood of Nrsimhadev. So Brahmaji, Lakshmiji, so many different demigods, they try and approach, but nobody is ready to approach. They step back. And when Prahlad Maharaj was offered, okay, you go, because of you, Lord Nrsimhadev has appeared. So Prahlad Maharaj very fearlessly goes and garlands Nrsimhadev very fearlessly. So how Prahlad is getting this fearlessness? Because he is surrendered to Krishna. Like with so many examples, Pandavas, in so many other examples, Pandavas have shown that whatever happens, Pandavas were protected by Krishna. Even when there was the incident or pastime of Durvasa Muni. Durvasa Muni appeared with his 10,000 disciples. And then he said that I will take prasadam. He goes to the river. Which river is that? Saraswati river. So we went to Kurukshetra. In Kurukshetra there is a Saraswati river. And that exact place, I forgot the name of that village. That exact, you remember? That village where this pastime happened. That Durvasa Muni came and Pandavas were protected by Krishna. That village still exists on the banks of Saraswati river. So we went with traveling Sankirtan party last year. If you want to see all these places, you can come with us traveling Sankirtan party. So, little personal motive, I am advertising traveling Sankirtan because that is the joy. I mean, once having experience, one cannot restrain himself from sharing with others. So Krishna protected Pandavas in that scenario also. So Rakhe Krishna Mare Krishna Rakhe. If Krishna wants to protect somebody, then who can kill that person? If Krishna wants to kill somebody, then who can protect that person? Nobody in 3 worlds. And then Hiranyakashipu was such a genius intellectual. He had made all the arrangements. When he asked Brahmaji after the tapasya is over, he asked Brahmaji, please give me a boon. Brahmaji asked, which boon you want? And Hiranyakashipu asked that, please make me immortal. And Brahmaji said, even I am not immortal. How can I make you immortal? And then Hiranyakashipu has his all the list ready. What all if in case the first case is rejected, then what should I ask? Then Hiranyakashipu asked that I should not be killed by an animal, by human, by not living entity, by not by dead matter. I should not be killed in day and night, and so on and so forth. So many permutations and combinations are asked. However, crossing all the permutations combination, Satyam Vidatum Nijabhratya Bhashitum Vyaptim cha bhuteshu akhileshu chatmanah. Satyam Vidhatum, to keep the words of the devotee true. Because Prahlad Maharaj said, okay, yes, my dear Lord is present in this pillar. So to make the words of Prahlad Maharaj true, that yes, Lord is present in this pillar, Nrsimhadev broke open the pillar and then he appeared. Prabhupada writes in the purport that just similarly to keep the words of Brahmaji also true, because Brahmaji also had given the boon that such and such permutations, combinations, he will not be killed in the day, neither at night, nor in the sky, nor on the earth. To keep all these words of Brahmaji true, Nrsimhadev appeared in at Ati Adbhuta Rupam Udvahan. Ati Adbhuta Rupam. In a very unique Adbhut. What is that? Adbhuta Simhaya Haraye Paramatmane. Prahlad Maharaj's Narsingha Kavach prayers. One of the shloka comes Adbhuta Simham Haraye Paramatmane. Adbhuta Simha. The wonderful lion. There are so many lions, but there is a wonderful lion. This is Narsimhadev. So Lord appeared in this form, Nija Bhrityabhashutum, just to protect his devotees, to protect the devotees' words. So Prabhupada says in one of the lectures, and then the episode is over, and then Lord told Brahmaji that in futures do not give such boons. It becomes difficult for me. Of course, nothing is difficult for the Lord, but then Lord has to think about various ways by which he can keep the words of Brahmaji or the devotee also and slays the demon also. So Prabhupada says that in one class, Prabhupada says that after the incident, after killing Hiranyakashipu, Lord told the Brahmaji that in future do not give such boons. So this is the kind of nature of the Lord. He's so loving, he's so protecting and so loving. I forgot the name of the Acharya. One of the Acharyas in he says out of joy, I heard from His Holiness Swayam Bhagavan Keshav Maharaj few days back. Give a class in Vrindavan. Maharaj says that Acharya says that when I heard about Krishna, it touched my heart. When I heard the interaction of devotees and Krishna, devotees' reciprocation with Krishna and Krishna's reciprocation devotees, that melted my heart. Krishna's reciprocation is so touching, so heart melting. So, and innumerable cases where Krishna protects his devotees, and Krishna goes to any extent for protecting his devotees. In fact, one of the acharyas, Srila Sridhar Swami, the original commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, he says an interesting thing. He says, Bhakti is so powerful that even if somebody closes his eyes and starts running on the beach, plain beach, there is no chance of falling down. Similarly, Bhakti is so powerful. Even if somebody follows it blindly, still there is no chance of failing. Temporarily, one may collapse for the timing, but again, he will get up and starts running. There is no chance of falling. Because Bhakti is so powerful, Bhakti gives us all the assurance of uplifting us, and Krishna personally guarantees us of protecting us. That is why the devotee gets that fearlessness. Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 70 years, 2 heart attacks on the way, 35 days, and then third heart attack when Prabhupada is in America, 1967, Prabhupada gets third heart attack. But despite of that, Prabhupada just going on, preaching, going to different places. Few days back, I was reading this nice book, Letters from America. This is a book compiled by Vedanta Gaudiya publication by His Holiness Narayan Maharaj, Prabhupada's godbrother. These are all letters written by Prabhupada to Narayan Maharaj in 1966-67. And these are the letters which are generally not heard about. We hear that Prabhupada went to America at the age of 70 years, and next 11 years to come, he wrote more than 70 volumes of books. He circumambulated the globe for 14 times, and then trained more than 10,000 disciples, opened 108 temples, actually 120 temples. The last days Prabhupada had opened 120 temples. So, that was the prophecy that Prabhupada will open 108 temples crossing the river at the age of 70 years. When this prophecy was met, when Prabhupada was born, then prophecy was met. But Prabhupada crossed the prophecy also. He opened 120 temples. So how Prabhupada did all these things? And in the letter, Prabhupada is writing that by Krishna's mercy, I was saved. If Krishna desires, then this will happen. If Krishna desires, I'll come to Vrindavan. Vrindavan is, I'm missing Vrindavan so much. So how Prabhupada did all these things, writing so many volumes of literature. The other day we were discussing that Prabhupada was in some preaching program. He came back, and then after coming back, somebody said, Prabhupada, there is a preaching opportunity. This is number one radio channel of America, and its peak here. People here at this time at the highest peak. But it is only for 10 minutes and it is at the midnight. Prabhupada says, yes, no problem, we are going. We'll go. So they went, they completing the program, and then they were coming back. Brahmanand Prabhu was driving the car. There was no arrangement. So Brahmanand Prabhu hired or borrowed one car, and the only car was available was sports car. So Prabhupada sat in the sports car, and Brahmanand Prabhu was driving at the highest limit to reach Prabhupada to their destination, because वहाँ जाके उसके बाद next morning Prabhupada had flight at 7 o'clock. And this is a more than 70 years old man traveling like this. How come so much? Like, आपका 2 दिन camp था, right? You had last 2 days camp. How is your experience now? How are you feeling now? You're active or feeling tired? Tired, obviously. It's journey from traveling from Hyderabad to Mumbai, and then Mumbai back-to-back sessions, and then hectic morning program, then 3 hours of bus journey, tiring, and then you come here, there's morning program. It's tiring. Yesterday evening there was Secret of Success in Kalyan. Those were tired at night, late night, 11:30. It's tiring. How old are we? None of us are beyond 25. 30 maximum. But still we get tired. And Prabhupada, at the age of 70, more than 70, he's just traveling. He reaches back to temple, sleeps, and then gets up. Morning, he goes for the flight. Even before the devotees are awake, Prabhupada goes for flight. How could he do that? Because Krishna was personally protecting. Krishna gives personal assurance that Name Bhakta Pranashati, whatever happens, Krishna will protect his devotees. Prabhupada wrote one letter, 1967. ISKCON is just established, and Prabhupada has the letterhead. The letterhead is International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and then date, address, and date, and then trustees' names. None of them are initiated yet. None of them are initiated. 11, some 7, 8 names are there. None of them are initiated names. And Prabhupada says that, what is this? Yeah, there are so many temples, there are so many devotees, that there is money, there are men, there are temples, there are followers. Only Krishna's sanction is separating us. Only Krishna's sanction is separating. There are so many books. Krishna's sanction, then everything will appear. Another place, Prabhupada is in America and got sitting in the garden, and then sitting on the bench in garden, and one person comes, I think bus conductor comes, and he sits next to Prabhupada, and he asks, Swamiji, who are you? He asks introduction of Prabhupada. Prabhupada says that I am the founder Acharya of the International Society of for Krishna Consciousness, having 108 temples, branches around the world, having 10,000 members, and there are more than 70 volumes of books written. And this conductor asks, Swamiji, but I don't see anything. Prabhupada says everything is existing, just the time is separating. So much confidence, so much of fearlessness. How all these things can happen, can be achieved? Because Krishna is sitting in the heart, and every moment Krishna is protecting. One reporter asked Prabhupada, one disciple asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, how many times you remember Krishna in your day? How many times you remember your spiritual master in a day? Prabhupada says, there is not a single moment when I forget my spiritual master and Krishna. Every time I remember. So that is assurance given because Krishna is personally protected. Pandavas are protected. Because bhakti is so powerful actually. When we do bhakti, it raises us from a material platform. Material platform, people will think, ये हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे, वो हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे, बैंक बैलेंस खत्म हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे, भले ही करोड़ों का बैलेंस है फिर भी डर है, बैंक बैलेंस खत्म हो जाएगा तो क्या करेंगे, आईआईटी में एडमिशन ले लिया उसके बाद भी डर रहता है, जॉब नहीं लगा तो क्या करेंगे, जॉब लगने के बाद भी टेंशन है, अगर जॉब टिका नहीं तो क्या करेंगे. So everywhere there is stress and anxiety and lack of confidence. This nice home, anytime the terrorists may come, anytime. That's why there are dogs, beware of dogs. We go for book distribution and there are big boards, beware of dogs. कुत्तों से सावधान. I mean, 2 पैर वाले कुत्तों, 2 4 पैर वाले पता नहीं किस बात कर रहे हैं वो लोग. But कुत्तों से सावधान basically. So every time there is insecurity, and it's so funny actually. People have so much money and big bungalow. We went to one, I forgot the city. We went to one place and there was huge bungalow. I think it was Vapi or somewhere. Huge bungalow, huge. I mean, and there was not even the button for pressing. Doorbell bhi kaise bajayenge hum. There's a big wall and big automated the gate, not even security guard was visible. Then I found there was a small button. I pressed the button and there was a camera also there. And there was a mic also. So I pressed the button and then I stood at the camera. So that person sitting inside the home, he can see कौन आया है मुझे मारने के लिए. And then he could respond. He asked me, who are you? Where have you come from? I could hear. I said, Hare Krishna, we are from ISKCON temple. We have come for giving you the greatest happiness. And he says, no time. Please go back. He did not allow us the entry. Huge mansion. But so much insecurity, so much fear. And here are devotees. धोती कुर्ता कभी कभी हमारे डिवोटीज फोन भी लेके नहीं घूमते किधर है कभी हमारे डिवोटीज फोन भी लेके नहीं घूमते व्हाट टू स्पीक ऑफ स्मार्टफोन और मैप्स नॉट इवन बटन फोन्स जेब में ₹1 नहीं है but they are fearless. Krishna will protect us. That's the confidence because Krishna protects us. Guarantees. Not only Krishna guarantees, he shows also personally. So such experiences that people, because no faith in Krishna, having so much of money, bank balance, such huge mansions, but still they have fear. We are doing book distribution at Juhu Signal. You went to Juhu? Juhu, there's a Juhu Signal. Next time they can come for book distribution of Juhu Signal. Now you can get another phase of book distribution at Juhu Beach. Hyderabad is easy. Just say that Tiskondi Bhagavata Konjam Nanam Cheyandi and done. And immediately people take Bhagavata, take some donation. Juhu is not like that. It is tough struggle. So once we went and we saw there was one Lamborghini car, green color, nice car. And then car came, I saw nice. The person takes Bhagavata, he will be elevated to different platforms spiritually. He got some security. As I approached the car, immediately 4 gunmen in black suit, they came jumping. And then they put me at gunpoint. And then I said, relax, I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm just giving Bhagavad Gita. I said, no, get away from here. Dur jao yahan se. He did not allow me. And I was just saying that what horrible life it is. And then as there was green signal, the car started moving. And then the car took a right turn towards Warsaw. And then all the 4 gunmen, they were running at the 4 corners of this green car. And as the car took sufficient speed, then the 4 gunmen jumped into their jeep. There was their separate van for security. Usme jump karke baith gaye. And then they started moving. I was just thinking, what a life people are living. So much of money. What's the point of having so much of money? If there is no connection to Krishna, if there is no protection, assurance by Krishna, if they are not taken shelter of Krishna, what life? Even if they have money, they cannot enjoy that money. But here the devotees of Krishna, like Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Pandavas were in jungle, nothing. But still they were assured by Krishna because Krishna was personally protecting. So we want to live which kind of life? Having so much of money and having personal island, having personal chartered flight and helicopter and so many iPhones in which there is a fear that somebody will steal my data and hack my phone. We want to live that kind of gorgeous life with so much of insecurity, or we want to live a life where there is no possession, akinchana, but Krishna is the highest protector. Which life you want to live? Which life you want to live? A or B? B. Welcome to Traveling Sangeetan Party. So you can experience these things happening in the life. Krishna protects the devotees. So that steadfastness means dridhta. Dridhta comes when we practice devotional service. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 13, text number 8, Krishna says there are different aspects of devotional service. There are different ways when we develop these aspects and qualities, we can attain Krishna. And one of the aspects Krishna says is, he says, sthairiyam. We don't want to be flickering, we want to be sthira, or we want to be steady. What is the meaning of sthairiyam? Prabhupada writes in the purport. I'll read out. Steadiness means that one should be very determined to make progress in spiritual life. Sthairiyam or steadiness means one should be very determined कि भक्ति में आगे हमें प्रगति करनी है. No doubt. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. Without such determination, one cannot make tangible progress. अगर progress थोड़ा बहुत होगा progress, but not a tangible progress, not visible, noticeable progress. And self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress. One should not accept anything which is detrimental, which is obstacle to the path of spiritual progress. Spiritual progress. See, Prabhupada's words are so specific. Each word. It's not written that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to spiritual path. Prabhupada has written on the path of spiritual progress, not the spiritual life or spiritual path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed to this. One should not accept which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress, and one should become accustomed to it, regularly habituated. Something is detrimental, give up. Something is favorable, accept it. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. Anything which is against the path of spiritual progress, reject it, no matter what it is. It is something like when, for example, when somebody gets infection in the finger and the doctor says finger has to be cut, otherwise your whole body will be infected. What do? Do we keep ourselves attached to the finger or cut the finger? Cut the finger. Sacrifice. Or in other words, sometimes there is finger infection. One will spend all the amount of money possible to protect that smallest part of the body. Similarly, spirituality, Krishna consciousness is our greatest treasure. It is greatest treasure. And to protect spiritual life, Krishna consciousness, one should go to any extent. One should be ready to pay any price. Because this is the treasure. There is nothing else in the world. Nama bina kichu nai karo chaudah bhuvan mache. In the 14 planets, there is nothing else to be had other than the holy name. Nothing else. People will achieve so many things, but still will feel some gap, something is lacking. But one chants the holy name of Krishna, just like Srila Rupa Goswami says, Tunde Tandavini Ritim Tundavadi Labdhaye, Karna Koda Kadamini Ghatete, Karnar Budepyas Priha, Cheta Prangani Sangini Vijayate, Sarvendriyanam Kritim, No Jane Janite Kriyat Britamde, Krishneti Vanadvaya. Srila Rupa Goswami says that I do not know how much nectar is filled in these two syllables, Krishna. Krishneti Vanadvaya. I do not know how much nectar is filled in this two syllables. When this holy name enters in the ears, in the holes of my ears, and then it plays in the courtyard of my heart, and then it makes all my senses inert. You studied inert elements in 9th standard or 10th 11th standard. Inert elements. What is the meaning of inert elements? Non-reactive. अब कुछ भी डालो कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. So you put any sense object to the senses, no effect. The senses become inert because we are so fulfilled with the pleasure of Harinam Sankirtan by the names of Krishna, nectar of Krishna, Namamrita. That senses become inert. And then Rupa Goswami said that I'm not just satiated with that. I need millions of tongues and billions of ears to hear that holy name, because 2 years are not sufficient to take that nectar. 2 years pots are not sufficient. I want to take more of that nectar, so I want more ears, and one tongue is not sufficient to vibrate that. So the devotee becomes so happy, so satisfied, satisfied. He relishes the nectar. That is why he does not accept anything, because he knows the highest thing is the Harinam Sankirtan, spiritual life, Krishna consciousness. And to protect that Krishna consciousness, one should go to any extent. Whatever is required, we should do it. Pay any price. Srila Rupa Goswami says in Nectar of Devotion, one should be ready to give up, to pay any price to protect our devotional service, Krishna consciousness. And one should become accustomed to this. ऐसा नहीं कि एक बार 1 करोड़ रुपए पे कर दिए तो उसके बाद अगर फिंगर में इन्फेक्शन हुआ तो कोई सोचेगा नहीं एक बार तो 1 करोड़ खर्च कर दिया तो दूसरी बार खर्च नहीं करूंगा. No, again there is infection, again he will spend 1 crore. Because he is accustomed to protecting his material body. Similarly, we should be accustomed to reject anything which is detrimental and to accept which is favorable. This is real renunciation. The senses are so strong that they are always anxious to have sense gratification. One should not cater to these demands which are not necessary. The senses should only be gratified to keep the body fit so that one can discharge his duty in advancing his spiritual life. So that is Krishna consciousness. Senses control also happens automatically when we fully engross ourselves in Krishna consciousness, in Bhakti Yoga. Because it's so powerful. The process of Bhakti is so purifying. Actually, I was reading in Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 25th chapter, the glories of devotional service. It's very nice to mention. I'll read out exactly what Prabhupada says. So, Mother Devoti asking Kapila Muni, her son Kapila, that I am so much tormented with material desires. What is the solution to this? And Kapila Muni says, Kapil Dev says that the devotional service of the Lord, surrendering to Krishna. And then Mother Devuti asks, what is the way to attain devotional service to Krishna? And then Kapila Dev says that association of devotees. So Prabhupada writes interesting. Such devotees, how the fearlessness comes. 23 shloka. Mad ashraya katha mrishtaha shinvanti kathayanti cha tapanti vividhas tapa naitan mad gata chetasaha. Engaged constantly in chanting and hearing about me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the sadhus, do not suffer from material miseries because they are always filled with thoughts of my pastimes and activities. So Prabhupada writes in the purport that because the devotees of the Lord are engaged constantly, Vachamsik Vaikuntha Gunarnu Varnane, they are constantly engaged in describing the pastimes and glories of Krishna, and they are constantly engaged in hearing about Krishna, discussing about Krishna, serving Krishna. So they transcend the material platform, and the material miseries do not affect them. And the result of that is devotee becomes so blissful at any time. Just like Prabhupada, at the advanced age of 70 plus also, he was so fearless. Not only fearless, he was joyous. Even the last days when Prabhupada was leaving his body, he is dictating very clear-cut purports to Bhagavatam. 10th canto, which is considered the highest level of Bhagavatam. 10th canto. Prabhupada is dictating purports on that. So steadiness, so much steadiness, because 24/7, every moment engaged in the service of Krishna. So that is the ultimate perfection, to have that steadiness, to have that joy, to have that fearlessness. That is what people want to live like. People want to live, they want to become cool dude, chilled out. But this is all external. Internally, the fearlessness, confidence can be achieved when, or rather, it is best out when we surrender to Krishna. Because Abhay Charana Arvindare, Bhajahure Mana Sri Nandanandana, Abhay Charana Arvindare. When we surrender to Krishna, then fearlessness is automatically best out. And it is not that we are talking of some examples from bygone ages. In the Vedic times, some people surrendered to Krishna and achieved this. Prabhupada also showed it practically in the life. And then, what to speak of Prabhupada? Okay, we have not seen Prabhupada 50 years back. Even right now, you can see contemporary examples. The great disciples of Srila Prabhupada. Like there was one glorious disciple of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Sridhar Maharaj. Did they go to Maharaj's memorial? Okay. One glorious disciple of Srila Prabhupada, His Holiness Sridhar Maharaj. He developed cancer in the last days. And then he cannot even speak properly. He cannot even sit properly. He's in Mayapur. And then last days he is leaving. But he was so jolly. Actually, his name was given as Jolly Swami. Because he was so jolly all the time. His devotees will call him Jolly Swami. And just imagine somebody has cancer, he's about to die. People in the material world, they'll keep crying and ek din extra de do, 2 din extra de do, ye karna hai, wo karna hai. But Maharaj was so fearless, he was so jolly. So in the last days, doctor comes and his stomach is bloated because of cancer. And doctor diagnoses, doctor checks the physical parameters, medical parameters. And then Maharaj is so jolly in the mood. He says, so, it's boy or a girl? So jolly. Just imagine somebody is dying at the time of death and somebody makes such jokes. So blissful, because speaking Krishna Katha, hearing Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, life can never get better than this. It can never get better than this. His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj, just few years back, 3 years back, then Maharaj in COVID time, and nobody dares to come out of the home, what to speak of going to America, out of the country. In such times when COVID was at peak, Maharaj, not even flights were running, right, regularly. So Maharaj takes a car to Nashik, from Ujjain to Nashik, and from Nashik he came to Juhu. And then Juhu Maharaj gives a class. It's there online, that famous class, I think 4th May or some date, 4th April. Maharaj gives the class, and there he says that Krishna says, because Krishna wants that this message be preached. So we have to go. If we do not go, who will do? And then Maharaj says, many devotees told me, Maharaj, don't go. But Maharaj says that if I do not go, then what devotees will do? There are devotees in America, in the corners of the world, who are in the troublesome situation. And if I keep sitting in the room in the corner in a temple, then what kind of devotional service we are practicing? Prabhupada wants it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wants it, so holy name should be preached. Maharaj gives that ferocious class. You can hear, when you hear that, you can feel what kind of fearlessness he has. And then Maharaj goes, and exactly after 1 month, you can see when the class is going on, in the background in camera, there is date also mentioned. Shloka board, there is a date mentioned. Exactly after 1 month, Maharaj goes to America. Maharaj goes to America, 1 month of preaching, and Maharaj is infected by COVID. He's in hospital. And just before going to hospital, he gives a class. And that's another how to face the death. Maharaj is talking about such concepts, very, very elevated concepts like the death, the how to face death on the face, such kind of talks. And next day, Maharaj is in hospital. He's admitted. And then he leaves the body. So such kind of glorious life. One knows that I am going to enter the mouth of death. However, for a devotee, it's never the mouth of death. Because the devotees get such fearlessness guaranteed by Krishna. So what happens is, like Prabhupada gives example of the cat. Cat catches the rat, and cat also catches the kitten. The difference is, when the cat catches the rat, for the rat, mouth of cat is the death personified, the most dangerous place in the creation. But for the kitten, have you seen kitten caught by cat? बिल्ली जब अपने बच्चे को पकड़ दिए, देखा आपने? मैंने देखा. एक साइड से आप देखो तो लग रहा है कि बिल्ली अपने बच्चे को खा रही है. But then, actually, for the kitten, the most safe place in the entire creation, Brahmand, is mother cat's mouth. Similarly, for a devotee, death, Krishna comes as death. And Krishna takes the devotee back to Godhead. And for a materialist, for an atheist, the death is Yamraj. Prabhupada gives one place, Prabhupada writes in the purport, for the devotee, both die in a way. But for the karmi person, for atheist, when the person dies and then he has to take next birth again, he is very fearful. Yamaraj comes, Yamaraj is not so qualified that Yamaraj has to come. Yamadutas come to take him and then take different phases of training. And then for the devotee, Prabhupada writes, it's just like as if we sleep at night and when you open the eyes in the morning, it's just like that. The devotee leaves his body, he just sleeps, closes his eyes. Next morning he gets up, opens eyes, and he is in Golok Vrindavan. So that's the kind of fearlessness. Devotee knows it. Most fearless place. So His Holiness Sridhar Maharaj, then His Holiness Bhakti Charu Maharaj. What to speak of that? His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. And he had the cancer and his bones would break like biscuits in the last days. But in that also he is preaching. He would take the limousine car and go straight to the president's house and preach him scientifically, only on the basis of Prabhupada's purports, and defeat the president also. That kind of fearlessness. His Grace Jayananda Prabhu, cancer, but then again he is preaching. He is ready to face. Recently, now we might not have seen such examples. However, recently His Holiness Kadam Kana Maharaj, last year he left his body. He also had developed cancer. And then he was also facing the death. He was in the last days when the doctor says you have only 3 months left. Or you have last days, he knew it is only last 1 week. He knew it very well. So much of pain. And then he said, when he got to know that only 3 months left or 6 months left, he stopped taking all the medicines. Even all the painkillers. A person suffering from cancer gets so much of pain, but he stopped taking all the medicines. He said, death has to come, so let it come. We are ready to face it. And if you hear his classes in those days, his kirtans, so powerful, so fearless. So these are very contemporary examples which we have seen even amongst us. So no one knows devotees living amongst us right now in the sitting in temple hall. One of them may be of that level. We just do not know. We underestimate devotees. That fearlessness can be achieved, or rather can be awarded to us, bestowed to us, if we surrender to Krishna. Just like that, Kadam Kanad was saying that why to fear death? When we die, there'll be festival in the spiritual world. Has somebody heard that speech? I was describing so much detail that there'll be festivals. We are going to that place where there'll be festivals. Everybody will be so happy. Krishna is waiting for us. Just imagine, all these things are very easy to speak reading from Bhagavatam when we are hale and healthy. It's very easy to. When distribute books, Chintamani, Prakara Sadmashu Kalpa Vriksha, Lakshavrishte, Rabhi Rabhi Paliyantam, Katha Ganam, all these things are very easy to speak when you give a class. Or जब हम book distribution करते हैं. ये है भौतिक जगत ऐसा है, स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड ऐसा है. When death comes, it's not so easy. When death is facing face to face, not so easy. But to speak such things, one really requires that conviction and realization of that. Maharaj is speaking all these things in the last week of his departure. There will be festival. Everybody is so happy. Krishna is waiting for us. Krishna will embrace us. Practically almost seeing these things. That is the power of devotional service. Now we may think that Maharaj ke saath hua, mere saath hoga ki nahi hoga. Will I attain the perfection? It is possible for every individual. Bhagavatam guarantees it. Prabhupada guarantees it. Prabhupada says, like, Prabhupada was once in Toronto or somewhere. Dinabandhu Prabhu quotes this. Prabhupada was then. Prabhupada said that if you chant 16 rounds and follow 4 regulative principles, Krishna will take you back to Godhead. I guarantee it, I guarantee it, and I guarantee it. Prabhupada says 3 times. So, guarantee given by Prabhupada. Krishna will personally come and do it. Just like Prahlad Maharaj said, Brahmaji said, to keep the words of Prahlad Maharaj and Brahmaji, Narsimhadev came to keep words of Prabhupada. Yes, Krishna will do it. Just that we have to have faith. It is possible. So for a normal person, for a karmi, atheist, Krishna comes as death. But for a devotee, death comes as Krishna. There's a difference. So it is very much guaranteed. We should also have firm faith. The power of devotional service is so strong. Very encouraging statements in Nectar of Instruction. Srila Rupa Goswami says that, one very powerful line, says that the devotional service is so potent that once having begun, one is forcibly dragged to the ultimate perfection. आपको बस भक्ति चालू करना है, बस चालू करना है, उसके बाद घसीट के आपको सिद्धि तक ले जाया जाएगा. Just hang around with devotees. Just don't jump out. This train going from wherever you were to Juhu. You came from Hyderabad to Juhu. Train was coming to the spiritual world Prabhupada's office. Just sit in the train and you will reach the destination. There is a place called Lonavala, and there are the famous chickies. Don't get down to purchase some chickies. We'll give you Attapur chickies, don't worry. So on the way, so many allurements will come. So many discouraging situations will come. This is happening like this with me. Probably I am not qualified. Probably I am fallen. Nothing, sir. It is guaranteed. Whichever kind of person may be, even Jagai Madhai were elevated. So we have hopes. Hippies were elevated. So we have hopes. That guarantee. I don't remember the shloka. Acharya says that he makes an argument that who is not qualified for bhakti? What was the qualification of Kubja? She was not bodily beautiful. What was the qualification of that Shabari? She was born in a very low tribal family. What was the qualification of Gajendra? He was not even a human being. What to speak of Brahmana? He was an animal. What was the qualification of Jatayu? He was a bird, vulture. What was the qualification of Guha? He was the boatman, fisherman. But he could take shelter of Lord Ram. And all of them were elevated. So we have certainly all the guarantee, all the assurance. If we take shelter of Krishna, chanting Hare Krishna mantra, minimum 16 rounds every day, following 4 regulative principles strictly, and be steady as Anukulya Sankalpa, Pratikulya Varjanam, accepting whatever is favorable, rejecting whatever is unfavorable, and preach this message by Harinam Sankirtan and book distribution. Then it is assured we can also enter that spiritual world where every step is a dance, every word is a song. And who has guaranteed it? Srila Prabhupada has guaranteed it. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So wherever you are, practice Krishna consciousness very seriously and take the next level of commitment. If you are not able to do alone, then welcome to Traveling Sankirtan Party. You can join us and every day you can practice this very seriously. Thank you so much. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Any questions? No questions? Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. In a very strict sense, When we eat then anything, then the body gets contaminated. So at a ideal level, yes, we should not wear bead bag while eating prasadam. However, situational, let's say we are in train, sitting in the train, because if I keep my bead bag, I don't feel very personally. I don't feel secure to leave my bead bag away from neck, especially while traveling or any other place, even in temple. It's not secure. One of our devotee in Attapur, on the day of inauguration or next day of inauguration, probably Janmashtami after inauguration, just 4 5 days of after inauguration, he came to temple. He kept the bead bag on table or hang it at one of the pillar, and then he just went for darshan and came back. In 5 minutes, somebody picked up his bead bag and went initiated beads. So bhautik jagat padam padam yad vipadam natesh. So yes, in ideal strict Vedic sense, we should not. But in such situations like this, when we are aware of the danger, then better not take chance. Hare Krishna. Yes. Josh. Yes. There is a target. There is a target. There is a target. So when all the problems are finished, then you will surrender to Krishna. Right. Do you ride cycle or bike? Okay, bike, car. पहले दिन जो आप बाइक चलाना सीखे, कार चलाना सीखे या साइकिल चलाना सीखे, ऐसे ही सीख गए या गिरे थे कभी? There is no exception, I think, in the world that person learns bike riding or cycle without falling off. तो क्या एक बार गिरने के बाद हमने छोड़ दिया था कि ये प्रॉब्लम हो गया, मैं गिर गया तो अभी नहीं सीख पाऊंगा? You got up again and started doing again. When a small child, he collapses while trying to walk, but he again gets up and learns again tries a number of times. And at a point of time, he becomes so confident that he just starts running. What to speak of balancing the steps? He starts running also. So it's just a matter of practice. Practice makes man perfect. Try and try, you will succeed. However, bhakti is very powerful. Every installment of spiritual practice we do is adding more determination in our practice of devotional service. Every installment. It's not that you tried and that was failure. It added an installment of conviction and confidence in your Krishna consciousness. It's never a failure. Just keep trying. And as we said, Srila Sridhar Swami says that it's like on a beach, plain beach. Even if you close eyes and start running, there is no chance of falling off. That powerful is bhakti. Just keep trying. Obstacles will come. That's the nature of material world. But Prabhupada's words. What Prabhupada says here. Self-control means that one should not accept anything which is detrimental to the path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed to this and reject anything which is against the path of spiritual progress. One should become accustomed. आदत पड़नी चाहिए. एक बार गिर गए, ठीक है, खड़े हो जाएंगे. दूसरी बार गिर गए, ठीक है, खड़े हो जाएंगे. तीसरी बार गिर गए, खड़े हो जाएंगे. 5 बार 10 बार गिर गए तो खड़े हो जाएंगे. There's nothing else. Just same mantra. Medicine is same. Whatever problems in the material world, medicine is same. Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And interesting thing, if you observe, when the child starts walking, is trying to walk actually. When the baby, it keeps wobbling steps also, mother becomes so happy that, oh, my son is walking now, trying to walk. Even if the mother first sees that the child is trying to walk, baby, and as the baby is about to fall, mother will immediately run and hold the child and give so much of affection. So mother, just like mother becomes happy. Similarly, when we are also trying to keep the baby steps while trying to learn walking, we will wobble, we will fall off also. But Krishna is becoming happy just because we are trying to walk. Krishna will give all the... So Prabhupada's words are so amazing. Every 167, exactly. Vidvam Chakra Sattva Samhita. This is Shloka 1.7.6. Anartha Upashamam Sakshat Bhakti Yogam Adokshaji Lokasya Janato Vidvam Chakra Sattva Samhita. Prabhupada says in purport, Revival of the dormant affection for love of Godhead does not depend on the mechanical system of hearing and chanting, but it solely and wholly depends on the causeless mercy of the Lord. Now, next Prabhupada says, when the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee, he may endow him with his loving transcendental service. So, what Krishna wants to see? Sincere efforts. Sincere effort. This is what we want to see. You heard that story? There was Nitai Madhav says in the seminar, SOS, that once God appeared and he told that person that you push this mountain, big stone. You remember that? And then he was trying to push it, and then this big stone or mountain was not moving. Then after a few days, he was discouraged. Mountain is not moving, stone is not moving. Then all of a sudden, the demon appeared. Prabhupada says, demon. The demon appeared and says, hey, what are you doing? You're trying since so many days, so many months, nothing has happened. Has the mountain moved even an inch? He says, no, nothing has happened. Stop doing this thing. He stopped doing it. Again, God appeared. And God said, wait. Why did you stop? He said, nothing happened. I tried so much. And then that demon appeared and he said, stop. So I stopped. Then God asked him, what did I tell you exactly? He said, that you told me to push the stone. And God said, did I tell you to move the stone? I said, no. I just told you to push the stone. I said, but nothing happened. Look at your biceps. It really grown his muscles. So that's what we think that हम करके दिखाएंगे. कुछ नहीं होने वाला हमसे. What Krishna wants to say is, when the Lord is fully satisfied with the sincere efforts of the devotee, he may endow him with his loving devotional service. So we want to just put efforts, and else Krishna will see whatever. We are ready to accept whatever Krishna gives. 24 घंटे हमने मेहनत कर ली एकदम. एक दिन में जाके 8 hours नॉन स्टॉप बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन किया. एक व्यक्ति ने स्मॉल बुक लिया. Is it success or failure? Krishna is happy with our efforts. And then as a result, whatever Krishna wants to do, happy, fine, accept. If that is the mood, Krishna will do magic through us. We cannot even imagine. अगर करके दिखाने का मूड है तो कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे हम. अगर भगवान के हाथ में एक इंस्ट्रूमेंट बनने का मूड है तो कृष्णा विल यूज अस फॉर डूइंग मिरेकुलस फीट्स व्हिच वी कैन नॉट इवन इमेजिन इन आवर प्लानिंग. सपने में भी नहीं सोच पाएंगे. ऐसी चीज़ें भगवान हमसे करवाएंगे अगर हम भगवान के शरणागत हुए तो. थैंक यू सो मच. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.